They're all set as they'll match up with the Los Angeles Chargers. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. On first down, Fields. Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Devon Hamilton with the tackle.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Second and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. Now here's a throw that's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Got a man, it's Schwartz, complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Oh, there's going to be a little bit of regret there because they certainly had the chance to get off the field here just giving up a field goal attempt. But they couldn't get that stop on 3rd down. Now they have to hunker down because guess what? That drive continues.
On first down, Pollard. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now it's Fields. Eluding the under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Neville Gallimore racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on third down. Fields now to throw. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Steelers are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. Escapes the defender. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
They'll run it with Jones. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
And now a hook up downfield on second down. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big connection on that one. 35 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. The give is to Jones. And he'll be close to a 1st down at the Chargers 30. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Off the option, it's Jones. Jones hit and the ball's out. And picked up by the Chargers. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. That's probably bringing back. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
Quick pass out to Miller. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Chargers will take over here at their own 14-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest, and with a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. A shotgun snap, Fields. Over the middle, that's caught by Schwartz. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
They'll run on 1st down. Pollard, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Fields. It's caught. It's Miller. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. This is Miller, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he's got this down to the 35.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one. Extra point by Gay is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Steelers nothing. Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
2nd down, another shot for Jones. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 48 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. It got his man complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point up and through by Myers. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. On the return is Henderson. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Charger drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Pat Surtain up to make the play. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Here's Fields.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
Neville Gallimore in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Devon Hamilton. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. An NFL update. They're in the 2nd quarter in Baltimore. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles. Gain some additional yardage.
He completes it to Hunter. Touchdown! A great effort there. With a 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Steelers on just 2 plays have taken the lead.
Myers connects on the PAT. And that makes the score 14-7. And after the touchdown. Here's Myers to boot it away. On the return is Henderson. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going
as they take over with exactly 1 minute to go.
Going deep this time for Miller. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
From the gun, here's Fields.
Flushed out right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And that will be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue.
Now a play fake here on first down. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field.
And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. That's a 43-yard punt, aided as well by a loss on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Charger drive about to get going.
And with decent starting field position, there may be only a couple completions away from field goal range. On play action, Fields.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter.
No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Here's 2nd and 8.
That's complete. It's Elijah Moore.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. Dances by him. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
95 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 13-yard line.
2nd and 3. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
I think when they get back in the huddle, the question will be, why did you throw that one? The coverage was incredible all over him. The only thing he didn't do after he caught the ball as a defender was get his feet in bounds. That should have been a turnover.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Off the option, it's Jones.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Aaron Jones,
his 17th touchdown now on the season.
And the Steelers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes it a 21-10 game. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.  'Cause 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 'c
The Charger drive about to get going.
And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Going to run again here with Pollard.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive linemen said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Now a first down throw. Fields. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Fields. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Oh, the terrible towels here at Heinz Field out in full force. Here's 3rd and long. Here's Fields.
Flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
Fields throw taken in by Miller.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
On first down, Pollard. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Now Fields.
Got a man, complete to Miller. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 17-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Fields. This is caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Tony Pollard with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Chargers are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Now the Charger offense will stay on the field as they'll line up to go for the 2-point try. They'll try and run it here. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short And they'll come up empty on the try for 2. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails, because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's able to find Miller. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as this career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road.
You ready for a Captain Obvious comment?
Let's go. Going with it.
He had the 5 picks last week. He's got to be much more pleased. Just the 1 interception. They've got the lead here in the 4th.
And not only is he pleased, his entire team is. Because throwing those 5 interceptions affects everyone. That's extra work for your defense and not enough possessions for your offense.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sideline.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Running right, Jones. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
121 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the comp.
Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Will Dissly, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here this 4th quarter. Myers connects on the PAT, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. On the return is Henderson. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. Now Myers for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes the return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Charger drive about to get going. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
second down and 7. To throw is Fields. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
The Chargers on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Fields now to throw.
That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Back to throw. Fields.
And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A big gain that time for the Chargers. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And the Steelers signal for another timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
Second and 8 coming up. Off play action. Fields.
And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today.
Throwing on third down, Fields.
He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers.
Donald Parham.
His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Chargers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Now the Charger offense will stay on the field as they'll line up to go for the 2-point try. They'll try and throw for it. Escaping the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed.
They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Again, it's Jones. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Back to throw here. Throw left side complete. That's Hunter. And his defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now the toss to Jones, running right. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll go again to Jones. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Miller. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there were